To get to Burnley by train from the Wirral, we hop from Birkenhead via Ormskirk and Preston and end up at Burnley Manchester Road. I'm going to Burnley to look at a property renovation and to see the new DJI Pocket 3. The train journeys begin from Birkenhead's Hamilton Square, and the square is overlooked by the town hall. You can see the St John's Beacon across the river in Liverpool in the background, and the bus drops me at Hamilton Square station to make that journey under the Mersey. I take the Wirral Line train into Liverpool Central Station and change onto the Northern Line to head for Ormskirk. Ormskirk is where my free travel ends. It's the end of Merseyrail and the start of a line going up to Preston run by Northern Rail. The two tracks are separated because the Merseyrail is electrified with the third rail system, and the line going on from there up to Preston is run without electricity by diesel rail cars. The train from Liverpool arrives on platform 1 and the one to Preston departs from platform 2. But if you look, you can see that it's actually all one long platform. You just walk from one train to the next. Preston is another important interchange station on the West Coast Main Line between London Euston and the various destinations in Scotland. The train I catch from here has a final destination of York, but I'm only going part of the way and I'm staying in Lancashire. I've made the trek by train to Burnley today in the filthiest weather. It was fine this morning, but it's now filthy weather out there. You'll see a bit of it in a minute. But I've come to the house of Steve Bushby. Now, Steve and I know each other because we both had apartments in Spain until quite recently, in fact. Yeah, so we've actually both got rid of our Spanish apartments, and we've both got DJI Pocket cameras. So I've come here to compare them because I don't know if you've heard, Steve definitely has. He's been waiting over a year for the new version to come out. There's now a Pocket 3. The camera I use is a Pocket 2. It looks like that. See, it should be charged up. It's got one of these 3-axis gimbals. You turn it on and you've got a tiny little screen. You can get a thing that goes on the bottom, which they call I think it's a do-it-all handle. I can't get that one on at the moment, but it basically adds wireless facilities for a wireless mic and stuff like that. And I've been using these now for a few years, and I'm quite happy with them. But Steve's starting from scratch with the new Pocket 3, and that looks like that. Now you'll notice immediately, in fact I'll put mine back on again so you can have them side by side. You can see what they've done. They've added a screen, a bigger screen, and it rotates as well. Now, Steve, does it rotate so that you can take vertical and, well, it's
that's right, yeah, that's the vertical.
So it's, because I saw you switch it off that way before.
Yeah, that switches it off too.
So how do you keep it on if it switches off when you go into portrait mode?
I just press the button.
All right, and it'll stay in portrait mode. Yeah, I see, yeah. So it's got a few improvements on it, including the camera itself, some of the speeds it does. But basically, they've been improving this slowly over the years, and this is the first time they've gone for the bigger screen. So I know you haven't actually got to try yours out yet because we've just been registering it, so it's brand new to you. It's only been out a few weeks anyway. So what sort of stuff do you think you're going to be taking with it, Steve?
A bit of everything, like you do when I travel, day trips, travel, and the project I'm doing across the road. Instead of taking still shots, I'll be taking.
You'll be able to take movies. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to send a few of those on to me so we can see how you're getting on?
Yeah, well. So we'll send some down to you.
I like that. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So tell us about the project. It's a bungalow you bought for yourself this time, rather than one you're developing for other people.
A bungalow I bought across the road. It's the same type of bungalow I'm living in, built by the same builder back in the 70s. And obviously it's got features that they used to build in those days, 60s and 70s, that I
Yeah.
wasn't happy with. So basically I've tore the part. It's a shell at the moment. I've just ripped the house apart down to the bricks and took the ceilings down and floorboards up. And the main thing I'm going for is insulation. I'm bringing it up to...
Yes, and you probably know that I'm trying to insulate wherever I can,
Yeah.
even though I've got houses with tenants in. As I get a room go free, I try to add extra insulation because the cost of energy's got so much for a start.
Exactly.
But you also want it to feel warm and cosy.
Yeah.
Now, you've been sending me some still photos, and I'm going to put some of those up.
Okay.
Tell me about this skip. It's absolutely huge.
The skip is a proper skip that you can, not the normal size builder's skip, it's about 3 times bigger than a builder's skip, which is an 8-yarder, a builder's skip. It's one that you can actually drive in, which I've sent you pictures of me driving in with a dumper. You can fill the dumper, which carries a ton in each bucket, and then you can, it's got an hydraulic mechanism, you can drive up onto the inside the skip and dump that ton waste into the skip.
That's extremely useful.
Yeah.
And about an hour ago, you were showing me, as we tramped through the mud and the rain, how much you'd actually dug out at the back of the bungalow. And although we're calling it the back, it's actually going to be where you live because you get this view, don't you?
I'm turning the house around. The living quarters used to be at the front. I'm extending at the back and turning the house around so we'll live at the back and sleep at the front, because the view at the back is overlooking a woodland area. So
which is called the
Burnley Forest.
Burnley Forest. Now, I actually took my drone over that area. I don't know if that was earlier this
that
year.
lake behind them trees.
And there's a lake there, yes. And we flew the drone over the lake, which some of you may remember. And this afternoon, I took a picture of where you've knocked down the garage, and you're going to rebuild a brand new garage with rather like this. We're in an office.
This is going to be my office. It's very similar across there, but overlooking the woodland. One wall's going to be all glass.
Right, so we've got no outside windows in this one, but you're going to have a lot of it.
I'm going to have a lot of windows.
Yeah, so wherever you go in the back of the house, including the bathroom, I believe, you'll get the view.
You get a view, yeah.
Yes, tremendous. And what are you building? I can see little posts, so you're going to extend out the back anyway.
About 4 metres.
4 metres, yeah. And then will you have a patio beyond that?
A patio to sit outside.
So you'll have so much space for looking out.
Exactly.
I hope you're going to have some parties.
Bring your own booze.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah, I can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll keep track of your progress with that. Mm-hmm. And of course, as part of that, with you using your new camera, we'll be able to see how well that's working for you. And
I've got still images if you're still interested in them as well.
Well, yes, you sent me some, which I'm putting up as we speak. And you can keep doing that. Yes, feel free, because I know you saw the house in Bulgaria I was
exactly
involved in. And the difference between you and me is I didn't do any of the work. I just watched everyone else work. You do it all yourself.
Some of it, not all of it.
Okay, you used to do it all yourself.
Since the operation, I've had to cool down a little bit.
Yeah, he's older than me as well. But only by a few years. And I've
4 years exactly.
No, don't rub it in. Yeah. We're staying in the UK quite a bit these days, which is why we haven't put up with all this weather, I guess.
Exactly. Well, I'm doing what you do a little bit, going short breaks to different cities. We just spent a weekend, 2 weekends ago in Harrogate.
I love Harrogate.
A home building show.
Do you know, I've never taken a video to Harrogate. I must do that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we must go there again.
I mean, it's in Yorkshire, and I'm a Yorkshireman.
Where were you born?
Barnsley.
Barnsley. Oh, we've been to Barnsley a few times. I like Barnsley. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's where I was born and raised.
Give me some other ideas. Where else do you go on your little breaks?
I went to Southport the other weekend.
Because they call it sunny Southport, but I doubt if it is at the moment.
It's not so. Well, it was sunny when we were there, actually. It had 1 day rain, which I was quite surprised. Manchester.
Yeah.
In fact, Manchester's another little break, even though I only live 25 miles away from Manchester.
Yeah.
We'll sometimes go down and stay overnight.
Well, because we do Liverpool, Southport, Chester, because we live in the middle of them all.
Yeah.
And you're nearer to Manchester. And I know you don't use the trains, but there's direct trains to Manchester from here now.
Exactly. Well, there's a lot of good bars and restaurants in really high-class restaurants in Manchester. And we like Liverpool. We're going to save Liverpool for the nicer weather, because there's one little trip I wanted to go on, is that on the Mersey, you know.
Oh, the ferry across the Mersey.
Ferry across the
Yeah,
Mersey.
yeah. I'm allowed on that free, you know. And let's get back and have another quick look at your house before we move on.